Chris, I live here on the shoreline in eastern Connecticut, and I am worried about global warming. What can we do to mitigate this?
So what used to be the worst case predictions on the global rise in temperatures are now scientific mainstream predictions. And those predictions are this: that by the end of this century, when your grandkids may still be living on this earth, that this world will be 6 to 8 degrees hotter than it is today. That is the mainstream of science today. Let me finish. So here's what happens when the planet warms up by 6 to 8 degrees over the next 80 years. Atlantic City, Boston, Miami are gone. The ability to feed this world disappears. And it is incumbent upon us as a civilization to do something about it today. This is a crisis. This is a question of survival for our civilization, and we've got to make some changes. Now, listen. There is, I mean, this one I will broker no compromise on. There's no. This is happening. We are contributing to it. We can stop it, and there is no middle common ground on the science. Here's what I will say to people who don't. Here's what I will say to people who don't believe in the science of global warming. So here's what there is no science. Here's what I will say. I will try to say this above your shower. Here's what I will say: is that even if you don't believe all of peer-reviewed science that says that the planet is warming at a rapid rate, there are a multitude of other reasons why you should care about this. Because I'm just going to continue to talk over this. Because in this country, we have the potential to grow hundreds of thousands of jobs in the renewable energy industry, because every time that we run this nation on foreign oil, it's probably impossible to do this while you guys are yelling. So we'll just stop the town hall if you guys don't want to continue to have this conversation. All right, guys, you ready to start? You ready to start again? Okay, thank you. I think the majority of people here would like to continue this conversation. Even if you don't agree with the science, which I, again, don't concede, there are going to be hundreds of thousands of jobs in this world when it comes to renewable energy. And the question is, are we going to create those jobs here? We're one of the only industrialized nations that doesn't have a policy that creates a domestic market for the purchase of renewable energy. That's why China and Germany and France and all these other countries are essentially eating our lunch when it comes to renewable energy jobs, because we don't have a real marketplace to purchase them here. Even if you don't believe in the economic argument and the jobs argument, then there's a national security argument to it. Why on earth do we continue to compromise our nation's security by continuing to fuel our cars and heat our homes on a product that is essentially sold by a cartel that uses our money to fund the jihad across the world that is trying to kill us, right? vast degrees of separation when you're talking about the oil that you use to fill up your tank and a religious training school in Waziristan that is training terrorists who are potentially going to attack the United States. That money goes to the Saudi government, which goes to the Wahhabi clerics, which goes to set up those madrasas in Waziristan. Right? This is an issue of national security, making ourselves energy independent. And it's also an issue of cost. Right now, people complain about the cost of the pump, and there are a lot of things that we can do to try to control that cost. For instance, you can take on the speculators on Wall Street that are unreasonably driving the price up because of over-speculation. But frankly, it's hard to complain too much when we are essentially buying a product that is produced by a foreign cartel. If we really want to have control of energy costs here, then we have to produce it domestically. Now, that's not just renewables. That's not just wind and solar and geothermal. That's also nuclear, and that is certainly harvesting the enormous gas reserves that we have in this country, done through responsible fracking, not by fracking that damages the environment and the groundwater underneath, but through the harvesting of natural gas that can potentially revolutionize domestic energy supply. So I just think from a national security perspective, we should be investing in renewable energy as well. I won't offer any compromise on the science, but I think there are plenty of other reasons why we should do it as well.
All right.